Hey guys, so we're introducing Malone here to leash pressure right now. We've introduced the prong. It's so important to use the proper tools. And the reason why we're doing this kind of very soon in his learning process is that we're really going to need this extra help to give him the guidance we're going to need to teach him, like the treadmill, which is going to really help him decompress some of this pent-up anxious energy and help him get into a relaxed state. So how we do it is give him a little pressure. Yes! He feels the pressure, and then I immediately yes him. Now, before we begin this, yes! We want our dog to understand the meaning of yes, good, and no. So now he's going to be a little bit more engaged. That's okay. The important thing is we try to get him a little distracted at first. He feels the pressure, then we yes, reward. It's okay. But the important, yes, he feels pressure, then he gets rewarded immediately. We're creating a conditioned response, which is a positive orientation with this sensation of feeling pressure. And that way we're going to be able to use this, yes, in the same way that we are using our foundation communication, our marker system. Yes.
And if you guys want to know how to introduce your dog to our communication system, which is the marker system, you can go on our YouTube channel under Zenergy Dog Training, and we have several videos on there specifically teaching the marker system. So it's so important that your dog understands the marker system before you introduce the prong collar, so that when you yes your dog, the dog understands and has a positive association with the word yes.
So now that he's really understanding pressure, he feels pressure, he gets rewarded. He hears the word yes, which he already knows and associates with good things. Yes. I can start to sculpt this and add shape to it.
You notice he's just giving gentle pops, and then when Malone feels that, he immediately turns to RJ. RJ yeses him and gives him the food reward.
Yes. And now I'm turning it into a bit of a heel, right? When he gets a little out of place, give him a little pressure. Yes.
And a little guidance.
Yeah. So now you're going to notice this is how we want our leash to be always. Always a loose leash unless I need to say something. So I'm using my leash as communication when he gets a little out of place, or I just want to turn. Yes. Now he's turning with me now. He doesn't need this pressure right now to keep turning with me, but I'm going to give it to him because the pressure isn't bad. It's not a correction. Pressure is not correction. Pressure is communication. Yes. So it's going to, now when you layer pressure into the communication system like this, you can use it later for correction, but in the beginning, I need some more treats. But in the beginning, we don't need it for correction. And by layering it in this way, when we get into situations where he struggles, we're going to be able to give him very little information. Yes. Just that tug and release, only to the level we need to compete with the distraction. So we're not really trying to use it for discomfort, but we can use discomfort in order to break through his fixation and cut through and compete with that distraction.
Right, because this guy struggles with leash reactivity, quite a bit, aggression towards other dogs, and aggression towards new people that he meets and that come into the home. And so this is going to be so important that we have a way to communicate with him. Our expectations.
See pressure up. I'm going to help him a little bit. I raise the pressure up, but drops. Down. Pressure goes away. Good. Good. Now, I would like to add that this is the distinction between the way we train and a lot of other trainers train. They use these same tools, but they'll put this tool on and then go right into the situation that the dog struggles with. We want our dog to understand these tools in all the situations where they don't struggle first. And that way, it's a positive association. They connect it to the games we're going to start to play. I'm going to layer pressure into stuff he already knows, right? Place, give him a little pressure. Yes. Right? This is fun for him. I'm going to create fun out of pressure, and he's going to associate it with communication. He's going to associate it with rewards. And when we get into situations where he struggles, he's going to be much more receptive to my guidance. Place. Yes. Okay, let me be more meticulous about that. Place. Body language. A little pressure. Yes.
Notice how he says the command first, then gives body language. So important to say the command first, then give the body language. Otherwise, you're going to get overshadowing, and the dog's really going to only understand the meaning of the body language and never fully learn the meaning of the verbal command. Because dogs, first and foremost, understand body language over verbal communication. So if you really want to be able to just say place without having to give body language, once your dog fully understands this, then you need to always remember to say the command and then the body language. And by separating the two, you're going to get a dog that really starts to understand the verbal command, and eventually you'll be able to fade the body language.
So we're using food interchangeably with pressure, and all the while we're creating this positive view of receiving pressure as guidance.
Look at, he's happy, he's not shut down. I mean, this is such a great example of how the tools, when used in the way that we use them, create such a positive association. And look how great he looks. He's wagging his tail, he's engaged, and he wants to follow RJ, versus a dog that looks very shut down and has his tail tucked and doesn't really want to follow the handler, and is just doing it out of force. That's never what we want. That's not the way that we train. And so this is really good. He's nice and calm, very receptive, and he wants to take RJ's direction.
So we're going to get ready to turn, whether he needs it or not. No, let's go. Oh, a
little
tug and
pressure.
Release. He's trying.
He wants to stop an itch. Yep.
Get that itchy going. Come on, buddy. Good
And here's
boy.
a little trot.
Good boy. Hey, bud. Yes. So right there, he was distracted by Kay, and I just gave him a little tug and release. Regained his focus, and then I reward.
That's so important too, the release. So people tend to give the tug, but then they just continue to pull rather than give a really quick tug, or we call it a pop. And the release is the most important part of using the prong collar properly.
Okay, so this is the beginning of learning leash pressure. We're going to add things to it. We're going to add distraction later when we're going to take him out on the walk. But right now we're going to use this to help him get on the treadmill and learn a few other things.
Yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram. ZenergyDogTraining.com is our website. And you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.